In this video, we'll discuss one of the last main ways to support the key features in IELTS Writing Task 1. We have already discussed using from, to, and by. We've already discussed participle clauses. In this video, we're focused on using with plus participle clause. Now again, the same question and the same answer. Why should we learn to use with plus participle clause? Again, to score high in IELTS, you gotta show a variety of grammatical structures with accuracy. And we show this variety by showing that we can support our key features using different structures and not just repeating the same structure again and again and again. All right, let's start breaking down a with plus participle clause. So we have with plus participle clause. Again, we don't have to know the translation here, it's a grammatical term. The function, however, is the same. So we use it when giving additional details. However, there is a difference. Here, however, we have more power. Here you have more control. If in participle clause, your verb should always belong to your main subject, here you can have a new subject, a brand new subject, and a brand new verb that will have little more meaning. So here you can add more meaning. You're not really limited. All right, we can take a look at an example and see if it makes sense. All right, we say the population, oh, the population increased rapidly, and in participle clause, I would say growing. Let's say growing by 10 million in just 2 years. All right, let's quickly break it down so we can have full understanding. Again, don't try to rush and just learn it by heart. Usually it's useless, and at some point you'll realize that if you want to get a good score, you will still have to sit down and fully understand this. All right, let's say the population, I have my subject, then I have my main action, increase rapidly, and then I have my participle clause, growing by 10 million in just 2 years. And growing fully belongs to population. So what is growing? Population. The translation here would be popüляция өсті, 10 миллионге ko'tarilib. Популяция населения выросла, повышаясь на 10 миллионов. Повышаясь. Опять, we're talking about population only. So I have only one subject in this sentence. Now, let's have the same sentence here, but now use with plus participle clause. All right, the population increased rapidly with the number of citizens growing by 10 million in just 2 years. Right now, you can pause the video and see if you can spot the difference. Now, let's break it down here and see what's different. Again, I have my main subject here. So, population is the main topic. It increased rapidly. And then you see I have a new subject and with the number of citizens. And my verb here, growing, no more belongs to population. I'm not talking about population anymore. I'm talking about the number of citizens. With the number of citizens growing by 10 million. Yes, in this exact sentence, number of citizens is the population. The meaning is the same. However, there will be moments where you will have to have a new subject when giving additional detail. And with, in that situation, will be extremely useful. And we're going to look at example of that as well. Let me have one example here. So usually, this first way is the most frequent way, and you will mainly be using this. However, there will be a situation, let's say like this. usually in overalls or in topic sentences. Overall, the population of all cities in Uzbekistan increased rapidly. And now I want to give an additional detail saying that Tashkent showed the biggest growth or the biggest rise. So I cannot just say increasing or like showing the biggest rise, the biggest growth. If I say this, it absolutely doesn't make sense. So my main subject here is this, the population of all cities in Uzbekistan. And просто participle clause both. If it's just participle clause without with, then this belongs to this. I don't have a new subject. So population in all cities is showing the biggest growth. Where's Tashkent? It doesn't make sense here. So that I can add Tashkent here, I need a new subject. And for that, I'm going to use the structure with. Let's put it here. All right. Overall, so let me just cross this one out. This sentence doesn't make sense. Overall, the population of all cities in Uzbekistan increased rapidly. And then I say with Tashkent showing the biggest growth. All right, so let's break it down. I have the main subject, the population of all cities in Uzbekistan. Then I have my main action, increased rapidly. And then I have a new subject when adding additional detail here with Tashkent. And then I have verb showing the biggest growth. Now this now belongs to Tashkent because I'm using the structure with. It does not belong to population. In that case, it wouldn't make sense. Now I have Tashkent here. About the structure, I guess we didn't break down the structure, right? The structure is the same, almost the same as participle clause. I mean, grammatically. The only difference is that, as I've already said, you put with, after this, you put a new subject, and then the same stuff. Verb plus ing plus your object. And that's it. All right, let's take a look at a real example here. We're gonna pick one key feature. Let's talk about maybe this. The number of visitors staying on cruise ships. Okay, this happened within the period. So within the period between 2012 and 2017, the number of visitors staying on cruise ships increased steadily. Steadily. And for sure, I can just say from X to Y, and that's it. Finish my sentence. This is fully fine. However, if you keep repeating this structure again and again and again, your writing task one will sound very repetitive and it will be monotonous and won't engage your reader, which is very problematic if you're producing an essay. All right, so increase steadily. Let's use with plus participle clause here. All right, with, where is it? I don't want to repeat with the number with staying on cruise ship, so I'll just use one word to replace this with the figure. All right, rising from. Now I don't want to use from again. Let's say just by. By, so it's 0.7 increase to 2 millions. Okay, 0.7 to 2 millions is 1.3 million, right? Rising by 1.3 million. That's it. With the figure rising by 1.3 million. I could have used participle clause here as well, but here both participle clause and with plus participle clause work absolutely fine. I can remove this and it would still make sense. Just try to see if you don't have the same structure again and again. Try to use one, after this use another one, after this another one, so that they don't pile up и кетма-кет болып қалмасын бүйту структуру. You can for sure use this for other purposes here as well, not just to show numbers. You could have written something like within the period between 2012 and 2017, the number of visitors staying staying on cruise ships increased steadily from around zero point 0.7 to 1.3 million. And then I add additional detail with this group, because this is group, right? It's group of people. With this group, let's say I want to compare and say that they outnumbered them here. All right, with this group, outnumbering those Tech who stayed on island by 2016. So by 2016 here, they outnumbered them. This is an additional detail that I want to support my key feature with to compare, and I can use it this way, fully fine, with this group outnumbering those who stayed on island. However, in this video, and for now, we're just focused on supporting key features with data and not comparing anything yet. In the same topic, you'll find quiz questions where you can practice supporting the key features with plus participle clause.